Most people believe that old age is inevitable, and therefore, long before it arrives, they begin to fear its coming. Only a few are convinced that old age is an invaluable gift from heaven, bestowed upon the chosen ones. Once, a wise gardener was asked, "What is youth and old age?" Youth is a weak and delicate bud that sways at the slightest breeze and may not survive the storms or other difficulties of life. It gradually strengthens and, when it matures, develops a bud. It can be large or small, fresh or withered, dense or flaccid. But it can only unfurl when it is old. And it does so only once. Some people's old age is a faded flower that everyone forgets, while others is a flower with a repugnant odor that everyone flees from, not even wanting to be near it or being forced to suffer in its presence. But there is also blessed old age, a beautiful and fragrant flower that people tend to be attracted to. It is admired, loved, and cared for. There is a saying, "You reap what you sow," and it means only one thing. In youth, one should not fear old age, but do everything possible so that when the time comes, a beautiful flower blossoms in the soul, admired by all, emanating the wondrous fragrance of serene and prudent wisdom. In a village, a terrible disease was wreaking havoc, and death, an old woman with a scythe, frequently visited one house after another. She approached a lonely old man who had been living alone for many years and had no contact with anyone. The old man stepped back upon seeing her at his door. "How repulsive you are! Why don't you resemble the young and beautiful maiden whose embrace is so alluring? If that were the case, I would gladly await your embrace." "Silly old man," replied Death. "And there are many like you." "Why am I silly?" The old man was surprised. "Because you have lived an empty and meaningless life, failing to seize your chance at happiness. Everyone has that chance, but only once. You couldn't keep your family, you couldn't be of use to anyone. You didn't live, instead, you pursued illusory ideas that faded like clouds. In this senseless pursuit, you failed to discern the true value of life and wasted precious time." "Is there any other way?" The old man frowned. "There is," Death nodded. "I was just at your neighbor's house. He is the same age as you, but I didn't take him." "Why?" "I suppose he sent you away." "On the contrary, to him, I am a desirable beauty. He was happy to see me and said he wasn't afraid to die because he had done everything he could in this life. He worked for the good of people, built a house for his family, planted a garden for his grandchildren. While he was young and full of energy, he gave more than he received. And now the time has come when he is tired of the hustle and bustle of life and is ready for eternal rest." "So, why didn't you take him?" The old man was surprised. "Because his family asked him not to die. They were so heartfelt in their sincerity that I gave him a little more time to be by their side." "Do you have people like that?" "No," the old man answered, lowering his head. "So perhaps it's not old age that you should fear, but the emptiness you have sown around you. Remember, you reap what you sow. A wise person once said, 'It is not old age itself that is respected, but a life lived, if it has been.' So, what is there to fear in old age? Only one thing, realizing that you have lived your life in vain, that you have missed your chance to be happy, and that you won't have another. Fear disappointing yourself, for old age won't give you the opportunity to fix everything. Live so that people thank you and bless you for that flower that will one day bloom in your soul."